Welcome to Improv for the Podcast. On this week's episode, I'm joined by Jonny Berger, who will tell us all about his improvisational journey. We'll play a couple games and, most importantly, learn how he improved his life. Let's hit it. Welcome to Improv for the Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Lee Evans, and tonight I'm joined by the incredibly talented master of temperatures, master of moving, Jonny Berger.
Hey,
there he is.
Hey, there you are. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good. How are you tonight, Jonny?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Right. Now, our listeners need to know, where were you right before you got to the studio?
I jumped into a cold plunge right before getting here. Yeah. I thought that I could use a little wake-up call.
Yeah.
And now I feel like my heart is racing. I can't feel my toes.
Oh, no.
And let's see how this goes.
But you got
it's gonna be great.
You got the blood flowing. You know,
Yeah.
You did like the Viking swim, or I don't know what it's called. But I've never done a cold plunge. Would you recommend it to
I would.
a novice?
I totally would. It's a place called Den Mother.
Den Mother.
Santa Monica, Venice. And yeah, you switch off between the sauna and the cold plunge. You sit in the cold plunge for about 10 minutes. It's incredible.
Wow.
And all of the endorphins. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you just okay, this is a dumb question, but do you just sit there and just with your thoughts, right? You and the cold and your thoughts?
You sit there. They recommend you take a deep breath in and then a hum out. So it's like a... Do it with me at home.
One more time. Lead us through that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
I can imagine if I were cold, that might feel different.
We do that before class, right? You take a deep breath
that's
in,
true. Yeah.
you let it out.
Like,
It's kind of...
what is it? Feet on the floor, hands in your lap, eyes closed. Yeah, that whole thing.
That's basically what it is.
Breath in,
Yeah.
exhale. And then we do it one more time, and then it's the question of the day, right? Or question of the week. Yeah.
Right.
There it is. You're right. That's a good point. So we do that. If you're an IFTP student, you're already doing that at least once a week.
Exactly.
At least.
Yeah. So
Good point. All right. So speaking of IFTP, looking at this beautiful sign behind us, can you just tell us a little bit about your relationship to IFTP?
yeah. I joined Improv for the People this past summer, around August time. And I had a friend who was doing it for a few months, and he was insistent that I join too. He said, "You have to try this. This is so up your alley." I said, "Oh, fine." So I did. I fell in love immediately. And I've been coming ever since.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, and since August, you said you're fairly new. That's a good amount of experience since August.
I don't know.
It's about to be March.
I guess. I still feel like a newbie, but
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, improv is, I think, like a lifelong thing. Like, even if you've done it for years and years and years and years, you're still learning and getting better.
yeah, that's how I see it. I feel like I've been improving my whole life, just not formally in a class.
There you go. And we're going to get into that a little more. But before we do, Jonny, we got to play some three things. All right. So have you played three things before?
I have not played.
So you might have heard an example in class or played a game called Five Things. Really, I'm just going to give you a random category, and you're going to list three things from it off the top of your head.
Great.
And at least a couple of them are closely related to something I could find about you on the internet. So we'll see. There we go.
Okay.
So these are three things. First category. This one's an easy one. Best candy.
Oh, I don't eat candy. This is so...
Okay, scratch that. Forget that. I literally had the thought. I was like, what if he doesn't eat candy? Right as I said it. And then lo and behold.
I would... I was like the kid in class who just didn't eat candy. I ate fruits and veggies. It was really odd.
All right. Well, best fruits.
Green apples.
Nice. One.
Oh, mangoes.
Two.
And bananas.
Three. Very nice. Next category. Dirt bike slang.
Dirt bike slang.
Yeah.
Hang loose.
Hang loose. That's one.
Keep it real, bro.
Two.
Wahoo.
Three. All right. Last category. Cool things about Maryland.
Terrapins.
One.
Kickbacks.
Two.
And football games.
Three. These are three things.
things.
Oh, you catch on quick. All right. So going back to that next category. Okay, so not a candy guy.
Not a
the
candy
first
guy.
category.
Yeah.
Just no candy. Is it just not? Don't like the taste? Or?
I don't know. Growing up, my parents never kept candy in the house.
Mm.
And
It's probably smart. Yeah.
I kind of felt like, oh, this is cool. Everyone's commenting about how I don't like candy.
Yeah.
And I just went with it. I was the guy that didn't do candy.
Yeah, you became the not candy guy. Which, yeah, I mean, even as a kid, you're like, yeah, I'm the not candy guy. Like, that was kind of your thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I embraced it fully, and I committed to the bit. It was kind of like a lifelong bit. I feel like I'd love candy.
Yeah.
I know I would. I like sugar. It's not like I'm crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's sugar in fruit. I mean, it's the better kind of sugar.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like, you don't know the type of man you'd be with candy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Honestly, you're probably better for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say this. You have great teeth. Oh. Like I'm seeing right now. And that's probably because you haven't been in the candy game.
The dentists love me. That's all.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
They're like, this guy, he's an example.
This guy. They have me on the wall.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm a dentist appointee of the month.
Oh, I believe it. Molar of the month.
Molar of the month.
Like, hey, Johnny, let's see that smile.
And yeah.
And you're like, ding.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty great. Do you do gum?
I like a minty gum.
Minty gum, yeah. But like, yeah. Okay. Gum, yeah, not really candy. Like minty gum,
Yeah.
Its purpose is for breath, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So not a candy guy, but fruit. You name some great fruits. Green apple, mango, banana.
Yeah.
Those are definitely all in my at least top 10 fruits for sure.
Wow. You like green apples over red? This is fascinating content.
Yeah. Hey, this is why folks are here. The big fruit debate.
These are the questions.
Improv, schmimprov. We're talking green apples.
Get to the dirty stuff.
Green apples.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's two apples that I love. It's green apples and then pink lady apples. And pink lady apples are like very sweet, whereas green apples, you know, you get that little tart. Are we talking like Granny Smith?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Love a good tart apple.
Yeah, it's nice.
So nice. So refreshing when it's cold.
You like cold things.
I love cold things.
Tonight.
Oh my! I'm learning that about
cold apples.
Ice cold veins.
Yeah, it's in your DNA.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm learning a lot tonight.
Maybe if candy were cold.
Yes.
But it's not. It's room temp at best.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I won't eat it.
Yeah. That's how we found it. Okay. So mangoes, bananas, green apples, all good choices. Second category, I said dirt bike slang. This might have been a miss, but why do you think I asked you about dirt bikes?
I have zero idea.
Oh, no.
Zero idea.
Oh, no, that's not good. Okay. So I was on your Facebook page. I did some digging, and I think you had a cover photo from like 2014. It was you and maybe 3 other people all on dirt bikes, like kind of looking out in nature. So I was like, oh, this guy knows bikes.
I think those were ATVs.
Oh, really? Oh, boy. Well, this guy does not know bikes.
It was a family trip to Cabo. And nice. I think that's what the picture is.
Yeah. So that might have been like the one time in your life you've done ATVs.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, boy, you know, the reason I thought I pinned you, are you kind of like an outdoorsy person?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I got that. Because I saw you were like paddleboarding in a photo. And then I saw I guess ATVs, not dirt bikes.
Next month I'm running a Tough Mudder, which I'm very excited for.
Oh yeah, I saw a picture of you covered in mud from 2012.
That's another one.
I was like, wow, that was a long time ago. I wonder if he's still covered in mud.
That one was in Philadelphia.
Ooh.
And the temperature was, I think, 30-something degrees.
Cold. That's why you did it.
That's why I did it.
Yep. Where's this next one that you're doing?
Here in LA.
Oh, okay, so it won't be cold probably.
We'll see if I like it.
Yeah, it'll be like
they
65,
will have cold
70.
baths to jump into, so we'll see.
There you go, to get the mud off.
Yeah.
There it is. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you've done at least one mud run before this. Is this your second mud run, or have you done a bunch of them?
This is the second.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, my comeback.
Very nice. Your comeback to the mud scene.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's pretty exciting. So we're eating green apples. We're getting in the mud, not doing dirt bike slang.
Right.
But I did love the slang you came up with. Hang loose. Shoot, I forgot. And wahoo. Wahoo was so... you would say that, I think.
You'd be like more like, wahoo.
Yeah.
I think I kind of more just said wahoo.
Yeah. Well, but you'd say it in some form or another.
Sure.
I've never been on a dirt bike, but I assume that's what one would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you nail it. All right. Last category. Why'd I ask you about Maryland?
I went to the University of Maryland.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. So you know some stuff. You said Terrapin.
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 That's the school mascot.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a turtle.
Turtle? Terrapin the turtle? Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. That's a cool mascot, a turtle.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Slow and steady wins the race.
That's true. It's true. And always have your home on your back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, what else did you say? Terrapin?
I said kickback.
Kickback?
Just a party.
Yeah.
Party slang.
Kickback, yeah. East Coast.
East Coast.
There you go. Yeah, nice little kickback.
Yeah, I thought it was important for me to go to the East Coast for at least some part of my life to experience what cold is.
True.
Cold.
You were seeking it your whole life. You're like, gosh, I got to get out of here. I got to find the cold.
So I can appreciate the warm.
Yeah, that's true. The extremes on both ends. All right, so we said kickbacks, terrapin. Mm-hmm. What was that third thing? Oh, man. My memory's not good.
I don't know either.
You said... Jeez. I usually am so much better, but I was just so distracted by your excellent slang.
Oh, thank you.
And disappointed that I didn't recognize those were ATVs. But it's 4 wheels versus 2. Come on. Oh, well. That's all right. All right. But yeah, Maryland. You went there for school?
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. So quick side tangent, did you grow up West Coast? Somewhere?
I was born and raised in LA.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So you went to school far away and then came back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was one of the few who was actually born and raised here.
I know, that's rare.
Like there are a lot of
that's
transplants.
Rare. Yeah. I was born in San Diego and now I'm up in LA. So I'm Californian, but
it's pretty close.
Not LA. Yeah. Just
San Diego's beautiful.
South. Oh, yeah.
It's just the best.
Yeah. Not cold though. So sorry about that.
I wouldn't move there.
Yeah. Well, it's not cold here either.
That's true.
Yeah. So you're kind of out of luck.
Ice baths.
Yeah. You're in the wrong state really for cold. Well, go to the mountains.
True.
Yeah. Big Bear. Other parts with mountains.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right, so Johnny, we could discuss more dirt bike slang as we're both super well versed in it.
Sure.
Or we could discuss the merits of green versus red apples, which is also a great debate.
Right.
Great debate. But we're here tonight for one reason, and one reason only. And that's improv. So I want you to think back maybe to your pre-Maryland days, maybe to your post-Maryland days. I'm not sure. But when was the first time in your life you kind of heard about, learned about, saw, maybe you read someone's AOL Messenger status that mentioned improv? When was the first time you were exposed to it?
The first time I've ever been attracted to the idea of improv was just through character work in movies. For example, Austin Powers, Ace Ventura, Zoolander.
Oh, okay.
I used to watch these movies nonstop every day. I would memorize them.
Amazing.
And the way that they evolve and jump into these characters. And I don't know, it just something was so funny about that to me. We don't have these kinds of movies anymore, it seems.
No, we don't.
Anchorman was probably the last one, I would say.
One of my favorites. Yeah.
But yeah, and then I listen to, other comedy podcasts, include IFTP.
Whoa, wait. That's this podcast.
Wait, what? Comedy Bang Bang is a big improv podcast that I love.
That's one of the all-timers.
Yeah. And I don't think I ever fully realized that I could just do it, Yeah. I think I'm a pretty sarcastic person. I jump into characters and I can just do a running bit with someone, but I didn't realize that I can just go do it. I was interested in taking UCB classes for the longest time.
Yeah. Because you probably through Comedy Bang Bang and other things you hear about that.
Exactly.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I went to UCB shows, saw them perform a bunch of times. But this is really the first time that I've performed and done it with people.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. So growing up did you have creative things you were into, or did you see yourself as a performer at all?
I used to make movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I made Harry Potter movies.
Nice.
Most famously.
Most famously.
I was the boy who lived. I don't want to brag, but that was me.
Here with us.
Yeah, and it used to make just silly movies with really no purpose other than to make people laugh.
Yeah, just to have fun. Was that growing up? I think, based off speculation alone, I think we're of a similar age.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think probably that rise of YouTube and all that kind of maybe inspired some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember uploading my first YouTube video. Very exciting, getting 10 views.
Dang.
Oh, I've made it.
You're rolling in the ad money. Yeah. Influencer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember, there was a time where it's just you can just make stuff and put it on here. And those Harry Potter videos, for the videos, were they parodies? Were you recreating scenes from the movies?
Fully parodies.
Oh,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Now, just out of curiosity, do those videos still exist?
They do.
They're still out there right now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can find them.
I wish I had found those in my research. Dang. I'll do some later.
Part 2.
Part 2. We got to explore and unlock your filmography.
Yeah.
And kind of talk us through director's commentary, if you will. Yeah, like kind of a retrospective sort of thing. Okay, so as a kid, you're like you're making these videos and like just for fun, right? Because you would probably wanted to like make fun of Harry Potter a little bit.
It wasn't even making fun. It was really a celebration. But yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it. It was just funny. And we weren't like, we fully jumped into the character, and that's why people responded to it and they thought it was funny. It wasn't like we were trying to make fun of it per se.
Yeah.
We actually did love them. I used to have Harry Potter birthday parties. So it wasn't like I really loved Harry Potter.
Yeah. So it was more just like, I love this so much. I want more of it. I'm going to make my own more of it. And I'm going to play Harry. And then I'll have my friend or my sibling or whoever jump in as Hagrid or Hermione or Ron or whatever.
Exactly.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. Have you been to Harry Potter World at Universal?
I actually just went last year for the first time.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how was that for you?
It was amazing.
Yeah. They've done a really good job.
I went during the Halloween scare nights.
Oh yeah, Halloween Horror Nights.
Horror Nights, yeah. And there were Dementors chasing us.
Yeah.
It's a great time all around.
Yeah. It's cool. They have the Death Eaters walking around and like all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was there during Horror Nights too. Crazy. Yeah.
Maybe I saw you.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
I don't remember
That's
the
why
date.
you look familiar.
Oh, you saw me in line. One of those long lines for the mazes.
Yeah.
That was, man, so many lines.
So many lines.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a scary maze person. I've decided. I've done it a few times. I'm good.
I do it once a year. It's kind of a tradition at this point.
Okay.
I've been going for the past 6 years, different spots in LA.
Ah.
So we went to a haunted corn maze. We did some other fun experiences. Yeah.
I've done the one, they have it at like the LA Zoo.
I don't think I've been there.
Okay. I did that 2 or 3 years ago, maybe. Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good. Horror Nights, another level, I feel like, because it's Universal.
The production value is just insane.
Yeah. So it's hard to match that. But the zoo, they did a pretty good job.
Okay.
Or it was at the old LA Zoo. So like...
The abandoned...
Yeah, exactly. So they did all of that there.
With all the dead animal ghosts.
Yeah, pretty spooky.
Okay.
I was like, whoa, why is there a lion? Now I know why. All right. So you're making these Harry Potter videos. You're grinding out the content, for the brand, for the channel. Yeah, it's growing up. But like, you're growing up, you enjoyed comedy, you enjoyed these character-driven films, which, obviously had a ton of room for improv. I mean, just those examples you listed. We're hearing Jim Carrey, Mike Myers, Will Ferrell, Ben Stiller, right? Oh my gosh, those movies are still golden to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, you hadn't that opportunity hadn't come. Did you do like performing at school or through any extracurriculars?
Yeah, I did. I did perform in one play once.
Okay.
And so it didn't go well.
That's all right.
No, it was fine. I went to an all boys school.
Okay.
And you got to have a girl. It's
you do.
And I was the girl, which is fine.
Okay. Nice.
But
shows your range as an actor.
I just didn't fully commit. I didn't fully jump into the character like I wish I would have. If I would have gone back, I just wish I would have gone into it.
Yeah, just really like, okay, this is my part.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
And yeah, no. So what I love about improv is that it's not rehearsed.
Yeah.
And when it comes to plays and you get up and you have to deliver certain lines and expected to act a certain way, that freaks me out.
Yeah.
I mean, improv, no one expects anything. And that's so liberating. And that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, maybe that experience with the play, well, one being a part, you're like, I don't know. And all that. Yeah, I come from a big theater background, and then having done more improv as an adult, like, I agree that lack of structure, oh man, no specific part, no lines, no blocking, it's just, freedom.
Yeah,
so good.
Even though no one in the crowd knows what you're supposed to do anyway.
Yeah.
Right? But it just feels like everyone knows every line, everything you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to put your hand.
Yeah, you better do that. Hey, Johnny, I noticed you missed your blocking. You didn't pick up the book, bottom of page 3. Yeah, we got to go back and do that again.
Exactly.
You're like,
right.
Yeah, that's all those
that's my
little
nightmare.
things. Yeah, because you got to focus on so much else besides the scene. It feels like.
Yeah. Also, when it comes to delivering speeches,
Yeah.
it's like,
Speeches, public speaking. Yeah,
public speaking.
all those things.
Me no likey.
Hey, fair. What if you had to improvise a public speech?
Then that's better, I think.
Better. Wow.
Yeah. I think that would be better.
Okay.
As long as everyone knows that I'm improvising.
Okay. What if they didn't? What if you had to improvise that it looked like you knew what you were speaking in a public speech?
I once helped out a friend with his school project at his film school. And I guess he had sent us a script for the play that we were supposed to do. It was like a 30-minute play. And my friend and I did not get the script.
Oh, no.
And this is the day of the final. It's his final. And his grade depends on our performance.
Oh, no.
And we show up there and we're like, we don't really fully understand what we have to do. He's like, you didn't get the script. What do you mean you didn't get the script? He's like, okay, so he ran through the whole plot with us. He's like, okay, so this is what happens at the beginning. This is, you transition to this. These are some talking points.
Yeah.
And we went into it, fully improvised the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
And we got him an A.
Wow.
Yeah.
The professor's like, the writing, incredible. Your friend's like, I didn't write a single
Pretty sure
word.
we got a standing ovation. It was crazy.
What?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Maybe it's just because even like the stress of the situation like helped drive the two of you to like really give like this awesome performance. Like you knew where you had to get in each scene and you made it happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was my first improv scene.
Yeah, that you realized you were improvising too, I imagine.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. And it sounds like, I mean, you're a good friend for going through with that. Still being like, what script? Well, I guess we'll do it. Like, that's a lot of work. Student film, I imagine, kind of one of those things.
Yeah. Yep. I went to film school for a summer one time.
Oh, nice.
So I made a friend that way. And
yeah.
Well,
that's really cool.
I made a friend. It sounds like I just never had a friend before.
Yeah.
I made a friend.
It was nice. I miss him.
It was good.
It's good. Haven't made one since. But the one time, I recommend it. Yeah. All right. So you grow up, theater, making Harry Potter videos. At some point, finish high school. You're like, I'm going to the East Coast because it's cold. Anything in college you're doing that's creative, or you're just kind of sticking to your major, doing your studies, focus on all that? Maybe there was an improv team at your college, but you were like, it's not on my radar yet.
As far as creativity, I mean, I interned at a marketing agency.
Hey, I mean, marketing's super creative.
Yeah, and it was like grassroots marketing for movies.
Ooh,
which is very exciting.
Yeah.
I got to dress up like Kung Fu Panda on national TV.
Whoa.
Like on a talk show, which was really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm just in the background flailing my hands as the Kung Fu Panda.
Yes. I mean, that's great.
I like emceed events, which was really fun.
Oh, yeah. So you're doing
like,
some crowd
movie
work.
screenings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, I can see you being great at that.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks.
that just makes sense. Oh, man. Okay. So that sounds like a really cool internship. Yeah, so
it was.
Kung Fu Panda. I mean, throw that on every resume ever. That better be on your LinkedIn.
What's on my skills?
Oh,
Kung Fu
good.
Panda.
Yeah. Mascot work, crowd work, master of ceremonies.
Yes.
Kung Fu, basic. Like, I don't know. Maybe you're advanced. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, and.
Yeah, yes, and. Okay. So you finish college. I assume you come back to LA ish.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get the full story, I was supposed to go to New York. I went to New York for a few months.
Okay. Yeah.
I came home for a week or so. I broke my ankle on a slip and slide. That's another story.
Dang.
And then I had to get surgery. Ended up, having to learn how to walk again.
Oh, wow.
So then I stayed in LA.
Yeah.
And I met my wife that summer.
Whoa.
Here in LA, and I've been here ever since.
Whoa.
Hey.
Wow. Okay. Met your wife.
Okay.
Wait, did you meet your wife while you were doing like rehab for your ankle?
I mean, yeah. Like not in the rehab center, but
I was gonna say, oh my gosh, was she the nurse?
No, but like
that's still pretty
on
cool.
the side. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. But that's a great story. It's like, because I broke my ankle, I was here and I was able to meet you. And then years later, fell in love, you got married. That's awesome. I love that story.
Yeah.
Okay. So boom, you're married. You're in LA. You're like, this is my life now. And then there's a moment you're like, comedy. Or no, your friend. So you said you'd been doing UCB shows. Is that something you had been doing for a while you've been in LA, like going to see comedy shows, things like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I love going to improv shows. Yeah. It's just the best. Ben Schwartz.
Oh yeah, Ben Schwartz and Friends at like the Largo.
Yeah, I've been to like 5 of those shows.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah.
Is that like? Can you tell me like some of your favorite like improv shows that you've seen or folks you've seen perform around LA?
Yeah.
Ben Schwartz.
Schwartz.
Yeah.
Lauren Lapkus.
Oh yeah, she's great.
She's so fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are a ton.
That's 2 great examples right here. So it sounds like you're well versed. You've seen a lot of good live comedy in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, I'm a very visual learner. I like to understand why things are funny.
Yeah.
So when it comes to improv and just like being in class alone, like I'm just like trying to really focus on what people are doing and really dissect why something might work or not work.
Yeah. I kind of think about the choices. Like we got here. This is funny. Why? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I like that. And you're kind of getting like scientific with the improv work.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Especially when it comes to threading. I'm kind of just, because threading is pretty new to me.
Yeah.
Especially doing it.
Yeah.
But I'm standing and I'm watching why someone's making a choice that they're making. And yeah, like before I can jump in fully confidently, like I need to understand why it's working or what I need to do to make it work.
Yeah.
I feel relatively confident when it comes to other like skit work and, everything else, but yeah, it's something that I'm definitely working on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned to me that there was a friend, right, who was like, hey, Jonny, I think you should do some improv.
Yeah.
Was it just, what was his pitch to you that got you in the door?
I think, he knows me well and he knows that I like to do bits. And if someone comes to me with a character, I'll just naturally match tone with them, not knowing any of the rule.
Just doing rules, it because it's what you do.
It's just what I do.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you have to do it. It's not a choice for you. So I said, okay, sign me up.
Yeah.
And then since, like, I've gotten a couple friends to come here and perform. So it's been really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the first class you started in here?
I started with Liam.
Okay. On Tuesday nights.
Yeah. Tuesday nights. And then I went to Jamie. Went to Matt. I've been all over the place.
Okay. Yeah. It sounds like you've had a lot of folks. That's really cool.
Yeah. And mostly, I've also done one Ava class, which is a ton of fun. Mm-hmm. And I just want to be exposed to as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because everyone has their own teaching style and way of doing it.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a good way to kind of become well-rounded. Because you're like, how do you do improv? How do you do improv?
It's sad because I love the people in my class, and then I leave the class and I'm like, okay, now I love these new people, but I miss those old people, and it's just getting back, Yeah. But then sometimes I'll take a makeup class in the old class. I'm like, hey,
what's up Tuesday night? Yeah, it's good to see you guys. Like, sorry, I'm in Wednesday now, or like whatever.
They're like, you're what?
Yeah, you're like, you're cheating on us?
Trade us.
We don't want to talk to you, Jonny. Get out of here. No improv. No, but.
No improv for you.
Yeah. They just, they get mad at you. But I think that's really cool. So you had mentioned to me before that you feel like you had been improvising your whole life, right? And I think you mentioned some of that. You mentioned like doing those Harry Potter videos growing up, or that film you did with your friend. Mm-hmm. Do you have like other examples of that? I'm just curious. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like literally like doing a performance. There are so many ways that can come up, I think.
There's no specific example that comes to mind. It's just really just character work.
Yeah, just character work.
Just being silly and goofy with the family and friends and just jumping into accents and just like having fun. And it doesn't like for no reason,
Yeah.
Like, and that's what improv is. It's like you're just silly for no reason other than to express yourself and having a safe space to do it. And with family and friends, like you obviously feel like that's a safe space for,
Yeah, 100%. Shows comfortability and trust. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you become a character, it gives you the confidence to do things that you wouldn't necessarily do.
That like Jonny wouldn't do, but maybe this person that you're playing right now would.
Yeah. I can give example in my everyday life.
Sure.
I had a presentation recently.
Yeah.
And, I was getting a little nervous before it.
Yeah, because you don't like public speaking.
Yeah.
You said,
and, it's a few seconds before I'm about to speak.
Yeah.
I'm like getting ready. I'm like clearing my throat. I go on mute, clear my throat a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, why am I nervous? I'm the best public speaker there is in the world. And that was my character for that, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, and then my heart just went to normal pace.
Yeah.
And I was okay. The world just like stayed still. And I just became this like, presenter. I was the presenter.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're just like, wait, I do this in improv literally like all the time.
Right.
I'll just do it right now.
I usually throw in a funny accent, and that, helps.
Yeah.
But not, obviously they know what my voice sounds like.
Yeah, so that doesn't work as
like,
well.
welcome to the presentation.
Oh, German's a good one. Oh yeah, we are so excited. Yeah. Oh, Jonny, tell us about the numbers from quarter 4.
Exactly.
The profits better be up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm hooked right there if I'm someone watching. I don't know if I could do that at work. I could try. Depends on who the presentation's going to, You got to know your audience. But I think that's really smart. Just like knowing that, like, what's a character that would approach the situation and be able to just absolutely crush it. It's like, in reality, it's still you doing the whole thing, but it's like just taking on this mindset, this improv mindset, and you're able to do or accomplish something that maybe Jonny would normally feel nervous or hesitant about. Yeah.
It's like taking Jonny out of the equation.
Yeah.
Talking third person now because this other character is coming in.
Exactly. Yeah. The best speech giver in the world. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you've met him.
I've met him. I have. He's like, great German accent.
Oh, you have you?
Oh, it seems like a very nice guy. Such good at speeches, yeah.
Such good speeches.
Das ist gut in speechen, yeah.
That's very good.
Wow. What a way with words. Okay. So thinking back to that, your early first improv classes. You're sitting down, Liam Clancy, that's your teacher. We've had him on a couple times on the show. What were your impressions like of those first few classes? Because you'd seen a ton of improv. You've grown up. You've seen these characters in movies. You've done some stuff yourself. But what was it like actually being in the improv class?
Yeah. I remember, the improv class was great. And I was fully on board from the get-go.
Yeah.
I remember fully blacking out after my first skit, and then once you get that first laugh, you're just like, oh, okay, this is working. Whatever I'm doing
I'm in.
Let's do it. There's no other high like that. It's amazing. But I remember getting home that night and not being able to sleep at all. I'm just on, my heart's racing.
Yeah.
Especially after the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you put your arms in and you're like, your heart's going. And I'm just lying in bed with my eyes wide open, head on the pillow, just could not sleep. Wired.
Just totally jazzed.
Fully wired. So I've gotten into some routine now where I have like a sleepy tea.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
When I get home.
Yep. Gonna help like.
Yeah. Listen to some mellow music.
Nice.
Maybe read a book.
Nice.
Yeah, and then it takes me about an hour after that
to kind of like calm down.
But I'm just too wired.
Yeah.
It's too crazy.
I mean, it's like nothing else.
I come in and it's 2.5 hours and my heart rate just going 180 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So in the best way possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all positive.
Yeah.
I think. What do you think makes you feel more wired? Cold plunge, improv class?
Pretty even.
Pretty even. Okay.
But I'll go with improv.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I mean, because it's 2.5 hours too. I don't think you're doing the cold plunge.
It's definitely improv.
Yeah.
By the way.
It's not the same.
Yeah. It's an hour of cold plunge versus the 2.5 hours. But it's more than that. Cold plunge is easy. You sit in a bath and, you let the cold do its thing on you. Whereas improv, you're doing everything.
Yeah, you're doing all the work. You're getting up in front of people. You're partnering with someone. You're building something. Together. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you have your partner who's doing a lot of the work too.
Yeah, but you're sharing the load. You're heavy lifting together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a team lift.
Yeah.
I love that because I think sometimes hearing you talk about that, I know sometimes like, not that I take it for granted, but it's like you got to remember like. Why you're doing this and how fun it can be, instead of focusing so much like, oh man, that scene sucked, or like, I'm mad at myself for, doing this, but it's like realizing the joy. And I love that you have that like joy within improv. Like you're just like, I do it, I get wired because it's so awesome to get to do it. And like, I think sometimes that's something people can lose, just getting in your own head about it, about the craft, right? Because you're like, oh, I didn't do this. My techniques, my accent wasn't good, blah, blah, blah. But like that pure, just like, improv makes me feel this way, and I love that. Don't lose that, Jonny. because that's an awesome, beautiful thing.
Oh,
Don't lose it. And it makes me go, I need to like find that again, find that spark.
Well, I recall coming home from improv towards the beginning, and I would fixate on things that I could have done better.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think that's totally normal.
Everyone does that on the drive, I think.
It's like, oh, I could have made that joke or gone with the bit this way and it would have translated better maybe. But I think now I'm in a healthier mindset where if you give it your all and you really went for it, and you came in with the energy, and if it works, then great. If it doesn't, then you'll get it next time.
Yeah. Best improv scene is the next one.
Hey.
You know, because it's like, hey, what am I going to do next? I don't know yet.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that mindset. Yeah. So long as you give it your all, I'm like, what do you have to worry about? Mm-hmm. Then you can move on, be ready for the next class or next show or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So think back to your time. You started in August. So you've been here like 6 months. Like 6 months. How do you think you've grown as an improviser in that time?
I have been able to trust my scene partners a lot more. I think I came in with like, okay, I gotta lift this thing and I have to take it to the finish line, and which is not the way to do it at all. And I've learned so much since I've been here. Just tips and tricks where, like, if you're met with a negativity or a no, how do I make that positive? For example, I was in a class a few weeks ago and someone just, he started right off the bat calling me ugly and hideous. Right.
You're like,
and it's
hey. Yeah.
I could have been like offended or like, I could have been like, well, no, I'm not. And like, yes, I am, like, oh yes, I'm hideous. And, and I just described how hideous I was. And I was fully into like, I boils all over my face and it just became so funny because it was like, I was working with him to
really dig into this,
to dig into how hideous I am.
Yeah. Which, like, just hearing that, I'm engaged. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's embracing it. How ugly is he?
Yeah. And then there was this spark between us that formed and the chemistry just started. Yeah. I approach every scene. Like, I don't think there should be negativity in any scene. I think that it's way funnier when people are getting on and like agreeing with each other. Yeah. Unless there are 3 people and you have at least 2 people agreeing with each other.
You got to get those point of views. Yeah.
You can have alliances, but if it's 2 people, it's usually, from what I've seen, and I don't know.
You've seen some stuff. You got experience because you've watched a lot too, and that's valuable as well.
At least in my opinion, I don't think it's as funny when people don't agree with each other.
Yeah, that conflict. I think something I've learned is that if you do have a conflict like that, especially in a 2-person scene, at some point someone needs to make the choice to like give up or like side, like especially an argument, right? Like, because otherwise the scene will just keep going with an argument, and you're like, I don't want to see this. But if they like come together somehow through that argument, then you're like, that's something. Like someone concedes. I
think there are definitely exceptions to the rule, right? If it's like a status thing, maybe I can see it, like a rich person, or whatever it is. Yeah. I don't want to say like a blanket statement. Nothing's always true. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But because the rules are rules, but they're not
loose. Yeah. Loosey goosey.
They're loose. It's like, I always think of, in Pirates of the Caribbean, it's like, they're more like guidelines, really. It's the same thing with improv. They really are guidelines. Sometimes you got to bend, sometimes you got to break, but they're there to help you when you need them.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I like your approach, like positivity to the scene, because one, that's more interesting, right? The negativity, we get so much of that in our lives anyway. Like, do we really need more of that in improv? Right. Probably not. And it just, subverts expectations. If I'm an audience member or a class member watching your scene where you're saying like, yeah, I'm so ugly. You know how ugly I am? Like, blah, blah. And then you describe it, you tell me about it, you show me. I'm going to be laughing. Right. I'm going to be so interested in that scene because I'm like, that's nobody would do that. He's crazy. Like, look at that guy.
And it's okay to be the ugliest person and the weirdest person when especially when you're on stage. It's like, that's
what we want to see anyway. Yeah. That's why we're here, because to get to do those things. Yeah. So I think that's a fantastic mindset to have in your scene work. Yeah. Which also makes me, I'm like, shoot, we get to play improv in a little bit. I'm excited. That's very cool. So I think that's a great lesson. Can you mentioned like tips and tricks. What are some of the tips that you've learned or picked up from folks?
I mean, it's very situational.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
The biggest tip that was helpful for me was going in with motive, a want.
Yeah, objective.
Some kind of thing that would guide you through the scene.
Yeah.
Even if it's just an accent, a character choice, because that's going to help you dramatically.
Yeah.
If you go in with an opening line of like, "How was your day?" versus like, "Hey, how was your day?" You don't really know where you're going to go with it with "How was your day?" But if you have like I don't know, it helps put you in this mindset of, I don't know, it shifts it. It's so helpful for me.
Yeah, I think it helps influence your choices too, because you're like, oh, I'm this person right off the bat. And well, how does this person feel about this?
Yeah, exactly. This person would do this in this situation.
Yeah, immediately gives you that information, both to you and your scene partner.
Right.
Yeah. So I think strong choices off the bat go a long way. Mm-hmm. A long way. That's a good tip.
And just commit.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Oftentimes, I think it's only natural. You'll sit and you'll watch your other people perform, and you're thinking, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna do," and then you get up and you just do the opposite.
Yeah.
well, there goes that idea.
Yeah.
Either because someone started out with something else before you can get into it.
Yeah.
Or because something else comes to you, and oftentimes that new thing is just going to be better.
Yeah. That pre-planning usually goes out the window because that's not what improv's about. Yeah. I think you're saying committing too. I mean, you mentioned that example from when you were young, right? And you got cast in that role in that play. You're like, I wish I had committed more. And now you have the opportunity to commit to so many parts and so many bits. Yeah. And I think it sounds like you do that most of the time anyway. So
yeah,
you learn that lesson from a young age and you're like, from now on, I'm going to commit.
I guess so. Yeah. I do wish I can go back, but you know what? I'll have to do another play.
You have to do, I guess, that's it. Because I'm thinking about it. You mentioned plays, like a big part of like acting work too is, and maybe this is like also having an objective in your scene work as well. Although you have written lines on the page, right? Your character.
Totally.
Yeah. The words they're saying, there's always something behind it, the subtext and probably an objective. Oh, in this scene, I want so-and-so to tell me they love me. I want this person to give me something,
That's so true. I think there were just words on a page for me at the time. And I was in 9th grade.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and it was, which is, there was no real direction to understand my character. And but that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, understanding the character, what they want, it would really help.
Yeah. And that works for both improv and acting, whether on screen or on stage.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. I mean, that's why they're so interconnected, I guess. But yeah. Well, we have a time machine. Okay. And we're going to go back to 9th grade.
Oh.
And we're going to fix that right now. So you got to relearn the lines.
Okay.
Actually, no, you're just going to improvise it.
I do remember the first line.
Perfect. Can you give us a reading of that first line?
Yeah. Good gracious. How desolate the place looks. You can tell there hasn't been a woman around here.
Bravo! Bravo! I say. What we could do with this place with a simple woman's touch would be incredible. Dear Deidre, please help us. I don't know if that was your name, but already.
It was Deidre. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What? Can I ask, what was the play? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Was it like a murder mystery, British? I don't know. That's the vibes I'm getting.
Yeah. 1800s, I want to say.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. That sounds like a high school kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my school did something like that. No, the thing is some sort of like murder. They were British. I don't know, 1800s. I can't remember now, though.
Yeah.
Dang. Can't remember. But
oh, well.
There you go. Maybe it was the same show. Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. We had literally no way to recall that information. All right. So I got a couple more questions for you. Then we're going to do some improv.
Oh, let's do it.
So my second to last question, and you've touched on this a little bit, but just thinking about, I mean, in your 6 months here and thinking about your experience both watching and participating in improv in other ways, what do you think has been the impact of improv on your life?
I'd say the biggest impact it's had on my life is really, we've touched on it, but commitment. commit, like, don't think twice about certain choices. If you need to get something done in work, just you make the choice, do and ask later.
Yeah.
Ask for forgiveness later. Follow through. Just confidence too. A lot of areas of my life. Just being able to become this character.
Yeah.
And have that, take you through something that's hard, maybe emotionally, something that's hard physically. Like sitting in an ice bath, for example.
Yeah, that is hard physically.
I'm a block of ice, right? You're whoever you want to be.
I'm the Iceman. I want to be
I'm
here.
the Iceman. Yeah. I'm Mr. Freeze.
Nah, what are you doing?
What you doing here?
Get away from the sauna. Yeah, that was good.
That's
Yeah, I think commitment and follow through are huge. And I mean, just again, touching on that like story you shared about that particular work meeting, like I seriously, like I had a work meeting today where I have to give a presentation. I do that sometimes, but like, I just want to try like that technique, just like, who am I? I'm this guy. Let's go. Yeah. Like, that sounds kind of fun, but also like psychologically, you're tricking yourself.
You are tricking yourself fully. Yeah. I felt my heart rate go from beating super fast to just totally leveling out.
Like plateaued.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like at a runner's like stable. I mean, hey, I think everybody should try that. If you have a presentation you give, just like try this idea of like, what character are you? I am the best speech giver in the world. And you are. Decide that you are and you will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it because you can use that to help give you confidence when you might not normally have it too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Public speaking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, because I think there's not often you speak to someone and go, hey, you love public speaking, right? Like most people say they hate it. Yeah, it's one of those things. But we all have to do that at one point or another. So it's part of life.
Yeah.
All right. Jonny, my last question for you. You're 6 months into this improv journey here at IFTP. The year is young. March is soon upon us. So think about maybe the next 6 months, the next 12 months, whatever that is. What are some things that you'd like to work on, accomplish, maybe goals you have, maybe just things you hope to try related to, it could be improv, another creative pursuit, comedy in general. Yeah, in the next 6 months to a year.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to perform.
Yeah, do a show.
Absolutely. That'd be huge.
Yeah.
And one other thing I'd love to try out is musical improv.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that I would love that.
I'm hoping to bring that class back because I'd want to jump in.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
I love musicals. I love wordplay, rhyming.
Yeah.
All that.
All good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I bet I could see it. I think you'd do well.
Oh. Yeah. Well, you know what? You should do it with me.
We'll see. Oh, you don't want me in that class. I'll rip,
steal the spotlight.
I'll rip the mic from everyone's hands.
Got it. Yeah.
Give me that. I'm going again. And then I'll just no butt everybody. Yeah, just get them out of the way.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll no butt you, which would make it a positive, I think.
No.
I think that's how that works.
Yeah, double negative's a positive, right?
Yeah.
Two rights don't make a... I don't know. There's that saying.
Yeah.
Two wrongs don't make a right. But in this case, they might.
Two permits don't make a license. That's a Clueless reference.
Oh, yeah. That's a good movie. Yes. That computer she has is pretty cool. That does the outfits. We don't have anything like that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that
nothing
exist?
like that. And I'm like, come on. We got all this AI. We can't even...
I think they recreated that in Smart House, I want to say.
Oh, Smart House. Another good movie. I remember the vacuum floors.
Bring back smart houses.
Yeah. What do we do? We got
now?
smartphones. Okay. Smart house, please. Make me dinner.
Make me dinner.
Yeah, come on.
Let's go. Hurry up.
Yeah. My house can't do anything except house.
Lights.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I have some smart light bulbs, I guess.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Alexas.
Google. Yeah. They're not that they're any better. I trust them a little more than Amazon, I guess.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah. I don't know. You got any smart home accessories?
No. No.
That's good. You're probably better for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? I'm in the ecosystem, I guess, of Google.
You're in it.
What can you do? I like being able to yell at something and the light turns on. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife hates it. It's okay.
when you yell at the light to turn on.
I'll be like, hey, Google, turn on the living room light.
Turn on the Sprite. It's like
it's pretty good.
Oh,
It doesn't work well for her. It's such a shame, but that's okay. Works well for me. And if I'm there,
because you say please and you're polite.
Yeah. She read an article. This is such a tangent. She read some article that said you shouldn't say please after talking to like digital assistants. Yeah. And I was like, who knows?
Right.
Who knows the right answer?
Sometimes I'll say please to ChatGPT. Because it's like I'm asking a lot of you. Yeah. I get that.
I am. Yeah.
Especially if it's like more than a page.
Yeah.
You gotta throw in a please there.
Yeah. I'm a big I throw a lot of like Excel formulas into ChatGPT because I'm like, all right, I wrote this up. Why isn't it working? Or like, can I make this more efficient? Yeah. And it's I'm pretty thankful for that.
That's a great hack.
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, thanks. Huh. Yeah. Just be like, hey, nice job.
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, I don't care. Of course I did a nice job. I'm smarter than you. It's like, all right.
Of course.
It hasn't insulted me yet.
Right.
Yet. I'm sure that'll come in the 4.5 or whatever the new version is.
I think Elon Musk's version insults you.
Oh, Grok?
Grok.
Yeah. That's, I haven't tried that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not like a website I mix productivity with, you know?
Sure.
I feel like if I'm on Twitter, I still call it Twitter. It's not productive. I'm not on there to be like, all right, Excel. So maybe I'd let it roast me or something. Maybe you could ask it like roast me.
I think you can.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to get roasted by AI. It sounds, oh boy, what am I doing with my life, Johnny?
I don't know.
What am I doing?
Make better decisions.
Yeah, it sounds like I need to. All right. Well, Johnny, you ready to do some improv?
Let's get it.
All right. So we got 3 games we're going to be playing tonight.
Right.
For this first game, this is going to be a good one. It's called Family Reunion. And in this scene, we're at a family reunion. We'll figure out what our relationship is, but there's something, we got a beef between us. I don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out. Yeah. Any questions or no? It's family reunion. We have a beef. Who knows?
Great.
I'll black us out when we're done.
Okay. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my lordy.
You're really gonna just sit there, not address the situation, like everything's cool, huh?
Look, I checked the evite, the Facebook event, and your name was not on it. So I thought I'd, be able to cruise in, say hey to a couple cousins, say hi to my great uncle, and chill.
This is the 23rd family reunion that we have had as a family, and you think you can just leave me out? Wow.
I do. Look, the Jablonskis do not take to your shenanigans kindly, and even though you're one of us, the way you're acting, you're about to be none of us.
Dad, you cannot talk to me this way.
I told you, Phil, don't call me Dad no more. Call me Mr. Jablonski.
Okay, that's how it's gonna be.
It is, Phil.
I pay rent here, okay?
You do.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that gets me nothing, huh?
No, gets you nothing.
I'm about to slap you in the face.
Phil, now let's not get physical.
Okay.
Please. Let's have some decorum. The Jablonskis spar with our words, not our bodies.
Then I'll just say it.
Say it, Phil.
You want me to say it?
Say it. Well, if we're being honest.
We're being honest? You want me to be honest?
You are not my favorite son.
Okay.
Phil.
That's fair.
That's why I was hoping you wouldn't be here.
You want to know something?
Yeah, I do.
You're not my real dad.
What?
So that's... Mom, come tell him.
Linda, get over here. I got an inquiry for you. Remember, we spar with our words.
Looks like she's busy right now, but she will confirm later.
She's mixing the potato salad.
Her potato salad. Let me just say something.
Yeah, you do not get any of that, by the way.
I pay rent here.
You do. But, Phil, you forgot to take out the recycling last week, and I had to do it. So you know what? No potato salad for you. I'll tell your mother that.
I'm going to have potato salad and I'm going to rub it all over my chest. And you're going to like it.
Phil, one, that would be obscene. Nobody wants to see your chest, especially with all those gosh dang tattoos you got on there.
What? You don't like my tattoos?
Your body is a temple, Phil.
That's one of my tattoos.
A desecrated one.
My body is a temple, Phil.
Violated by ink.
Ink.
Stinking ink, Phil. All right? Look, Phil, I have a number of grievances with you. I do. But I've told you you're not my favorite son. That doesn't mean I don't love you. It's just that I got to be tougher on you with my love because you're not my favorite son. And really, well, I feel that way because it's just your career choices. I feel embarrassed to talk about. That's why I'm so angry with you, Phil.
Listen, okay? Just because I decided to use my degree and do something special with my life when nobody in this family has gone to college for the past 7 generations, okay?
Look, I have a trade.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I do.
I am an engineer at MIT, okay? What is so darn embarrassing about that?
Because the computers are evil, Phil.
Are they now?
And I hate that now you did your stuff at MIT. You come back home, you live with us, you pay rent, but you got all those gosh dang gizmos downstairs in the basement.
These gizmos pay those bills that keep this house running, sir, okay? So I would watch your tone with me.
Well, Phil, you make a good point. The income that you make is sizable.
While you sit on your butt and just watch NBC, How to Make a Deal, I'm making a live-in.
Well, Phil, I got a bad quad.
I do know you have a bad quad.
I got a bad quad injury.
Hurt your knees real bad.
I did because I have a trade. It was physical work, not just sitting at a desk all day being a keyboard warrior.
I remember that day, us on the quads, us screaming, wahoo!
I got a quad injury while on the quads with you. You said,
yes, sir.
Hey, Daddy, when you still called me that, I want to treat you to a ride in the quad in the dunes. And I appreciate that. I love that day up until that injury.
Yeah, we used to get along so well, didn't we?
We did. And
I was your favorite son back then.
you were my favorite son. You were making the big bucks, and I didn't worry so much about the computers. I'm realizing something, Phil. I blame that quad injury on you. But to tell you the truth, I was in the bathroom during the orientation.
What?
I missed the orientation.
You missed my orientation?
For the quad riding, yeah.
Oh, no.
I know you were leading that orientation to make sure we'd all be safe.
Daddy.
For that year's family reunion.
So this is why you can't walk, and that's why you've built up so much resentment towards me.
It is, son. Because I blame you for my quad injury.
Oh.
Even though is my fault. I was taking a right proper, number 2.
What if I can engineer you some new body parts and get you going again?
You do that for me, Phil?
Yeah, I would.
Phil, you're my favorite son again. Blackout!
There it is. Wow. I mean, we did get a little negative there.
Oh, yeah.
But I remembered what you said about coming together at the end and why it'd be important. So I tried for us to bring it together and get to that first place son material.
It was beautiful. It's beautiful.
I shed a tear.
Yeah, I did too. The Jablonskis, they've been through a lot with that quad injury.
Quad injury.
But they came back. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our next game.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
This next game, it is called Shakespearean Scene. And you and I shall be performing a Shakespearean scene in the style of Shakespeare. I will give us the suggestion of a location. And then, we'll take it from there. Yeah. Any questions about this one? Yeah.
We're just performing a Shakespeare scene.
In a particular location, yeah.
Okay.
So we are... Oh, man. Oh, this is good. We're at the firehouse. Yeah, we're at the firehouse. That's our location. This is the firehouse in the style of one William Shakespeare.
Two hoes? Or not two hoes?
That is the question, Thelonious. Yes. Is life but a stream of water that constantly ebbs and flows in many directions?
You must think about the water and life itself, Farango, and how it works together in unity.
You are right. And pray, I, Farango, shall my stream join with that stream of another? A lover, a woman perhaps, who I hope to wed.
Farango, hush your lips for now, for that woman is mine.
Dare I say, the one whose stream I desire to merge, the delta with which I hope to find, has laid before me this entire time.
Farango, just like a fire blazes and raises to the sky, so does my love and yearning for this Lady Macbeth.
And now the smoke finally clears, and doth before my eyes I do see a beauteous, beauteous lady.
Didth now can make it known to yourself that I would loveth again after the tragedies that have befallen upon me in my bitter life.
Nay, nay. These tragedies are but behind you, a fire now extinguished. But I shall break the doors of your heart with my axe.
Ding, 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 ding goes my heart.
Let me in.
When I see this lady, it brings me to tears. Farango, you must let me have her, for this is the only thing that can quench my desires.
She shall be yours.
Farango, you would do this for me?
I would. Now pray, my dear friend. All this talk of smoke and flame and water has left me betwixt, confused, even lost. Are you not, to clarify, for one's own thought, art thou the lover that I seek, or do we speak of another?
Thou hast lost me in your words completely, but I shall reiterate what I feel in this moment to make it known to pronounce to you, for you have been my closest friend since childbirth, when we were joined at the hip,
Aye.
Farango.
Aye.
For we shared a heartbeat, Farango.
Aye, we did.
And I met you for the first time coming out of the womb, Farango.
Aye.
Now, as we enter this stage of brotherhood in life,
Aye.
thou shalt not get in my way, and thou wilt not get in my way, for we are the Farango brothers, and we can always share.
We can, and we shall. Like a fire crew, share this house, this ladder, this pull. So too us brothers can share a lover.
Macbeth.
Macbeth. Oh, beauteous Macbeth.
It just brings me to tears thinking about her beauty. The way she has those moles all over her nose.
Beauteous. And how I wish, as smoke doth wet my eyes, so too does her visage. Mole upon mole upon mole, I pray and hope and dream and wish to touch one mole.
Mole, mole, mole.
You make me feel whole.
So you remembered our song.
I do. Macbeth, you have my heart. And before I doth, we must part.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
You know what? These words...
Yes, Farango. Speak it thus, and it shall be.
These words have meant a lot to me throughout the years.
Aye.
Thus, I will let you have McBarf to yourself. It is the only thing that I must do.
Brother, joined at hip and spread apart, since I cannot take such a gift, such a treasure, nay, such a blessing from God's own hand upon to us from you. It would not be my place.
I am not giving away my shot. And McBarf, forever how I think that none of us can have her, for we are clearly two lovebirds sickened by this disease that is tearing us apart. We must kill McBarf so that we must never be tempted again by her treacherous ways to pull at our heartstrings and let us not live our lives.
Yes, brother, if neither you nor I may have her hand, so too shall none other on this earth. On God's own land, none shall love.
No one can have McBarth if we cannot have her.
Yes. And so McBarth shall lay to rest. A love once had, but now is gone.
Rest in peace, McBarf. For now, you're sleeping with the fishes.
And one day soon, Faranga's twin shall join thee in thy dirty earth.
And we will all unite under the heavenly stars and live our days in the jungles of Terabithia.
Indeed. And you and I, brother, shall enjoy the jungle tree's girth. Blackout! Oh, that was fun.
We love girth, don't
Oh,
we?
we love girth. I was like, oh, I guess we should try and rhyme, huh? I was like, right, Shakespeare. Iambic pentameter, unless you're doing a free verse style Shakespeare, which we were for a little bit. But, you know, we got some structure in there, too.
I can't say I was following any type of verse structure.
Free verse.
But
yeah, one of Shakespeare's
I went with my
looser
heart.
texts.
At the end of the day, you just have to go with your heart.
Didn't William?
It's so true.
So true. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Did you do that because of my love of plays? You decided to really...
Yeah, I just thought, you know, Johnny looks like a Shakespeare guy.
Yeah.
Like, I see you and I go, oh, that guy's a real shakehead. Mm-hmm. You know, he's just deep into Willie's work.
Mm-hmm. I go to, Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah, Shakespeare in the Park.
Oh,
Favorite movie? Yeah, Shakespeare in Love. Like you said, or any Shakespeare adaptation. Yeah. Oh, I know. I could see it.
She's the Man is probably...
It's the best one.
One of the better ones.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Amanda Bynes in her peak.
So good. What a sad story. Because she's such a comedic talent.
I know.
So good.
I mean, the Amanda Show. That's my first improv, really. Watching, right?
It's definitely as a kid, like seeing that on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
That show was
her
awesome.
character work was amazing.
Yeah. I hope that, I don't know what she's up to now, but I hope maybe someone can help her kind of get back on track and maybe she could perform again because she's so gifted.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So funny. I have no idea. I hope she's doing okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
No idea.
Dang, they really messed her up, and it's not right. Not right. She's such a. Someone has a gift. Everyone has a gift. You take care of that. You help them take care of it. You don't ruin it. You don't exploit it. Come on, Nickelodeon.
Child actors. You know.
Some bad stuff.
Yeah.
It's not the kid's fault. Well, on that note, you want to do another improv game?
Yeah.
Child actors. Okay. So this last game, Johnny, that we're going to be playing, I realized this is just like taking the format. I've never seen this movie, but I know the name. You know, there's a movie called Interview with a Vampire.
The movie?
Yeah.
You sure?
Well, I've never seen it.
Okay.
I think Johnny Depp's in it. But, that just made me think about this game is called Monster Interview.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a type of monster that you're going to be.
Okay.
And we're going to sit down.
Yeah.
We're going to interview.
Oh, great.
Because we got the people have a ton of questions.
Are you playing yourself?
I will be playing some sort of interviewer, yes, kind of. Loosely based off me or maybe a bit more of a newscaster type character.
See where it goes.
Yeah. You're coming onto my talk show. We're going to interview you because the public demands answers. So you're going to be a werewolf, right? You're coming to the show and we're going to chat about that. What's that like? All that? All right. So here we go. I'll box that when we're done. Welcome back to Those Who Live Among Us. On this show, we interview local towns members, and today we're joined by a very interesting member of our community here in Puckatawny, Pennsylvania. We've got Walter. Walter's joining us today, coming on down. Luckily, a little fun fact about Walter. Walter, can you tell us what makes you unique?
Excuse me, it's clear my throat, aren't I?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. What makes me unique? Well, would it be the claws coming out of my fingernails?
Whoa! Look at those claws. Camera A, zoom in on those claws.
It's going to scratch someone's eye out.
Oh, scary.
Or my obtrusive spine coming out of my back.
I was going to say, you might have touched the scoliosis.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I am 12 feet tall.
You are 12 feet tall. That's true.
That's always hard to get in the subway, let me tell you, these parts of town. So
I believe it.
Very difficult. But as far as uniqueness, at the end of the day, I'm a lovable guy. I love taking long walks on the beach. Just trying to find Mrs. Right, It's so hard to date in LA.
It is. It's so
very
tough.
difficult.
Yeah. And for those of you at home, Walter is single right now. So just something to keep in mind.
Very single and ready to tingle, if you know what I'm saying. Yes.
Now, Walter, I don't want to state the obvious, but you are a werewolf.
Yes.
And you know what?
Well,
Were-person. My mistake.
Please,
I apologize.
Werewolf is only a few days out of the month,
yes,
right?
You're right?
And then I shrink back to human form.
Right.
You happen to catch me on a Thursday, and it's the 31st, and the full moon is out.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the end of the month.
What can you do?
Yeah, what can you do?
Poor scheduling. Talk to my manager.
I know. They really... Well, I think it's good you're here, that you're coming out, you're comfortable in this version of you. Because, I think people are so quick to judge.
Yes.
And, this shows that you're not scared to be like, hey, this is me. Sometimes I'm this.
You know what?
Sometimes I'm this.
I talked to my boy Frankenstein, right?
Yeah. Oh,
he is locked up in his house all day. He can't
So
go
sad.
inside. He's so insecure. And I'm like, buddy, you're beautiful. You have those shiny little bolts coming out of your neck.
So cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Right? What would TSA say about that, right?
They'd say, whoa, buddy, you're lighting up the scanner.
Lighting up the scanner, right?
Yeah.
It's just, you have to find that what makes you, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a journey. I'm not going to say it was always easy. When I was ravaged by that hideous werewolf.
It's a terrible accident.
Everyone knows the story, but I'll give a quick sum up. When I was 13 years old, I was perusing through the forests of Libya.
Yeah,
and I was doing a camping trip studying abroad at 13 years old. And I encountered this werewolf. I happened to be there on a full moon, and it just tore me apart. And I'm laying there, right?
Yeah.
This is the end of my life.
Oh, it's so sad.
And suddenly, right, I just start to transform. I start howling. I feel good. I'm eating people. I'm living life. I'm just getting about my day. And I've never felt better, let me tell you.
Wow, so strong. Oh my gosh, that's an incredible story. I mean, just the strength of the human spirit to overcome that attack.
Were-person.
Well, at the time when you were attacked.
Okay, I'll let this one slide.
Thank you. I apologize.
Right. Just once. Everyone gets one time.
The strength of the were-person spirit to overcome this adversity and really embrace it, because I think you've adjusted so well.
Right.
And I think you are a shining example of the were-person community.
They have chosen me to be the poster werewolf.
Yeah.
So it's been an experience. So far, I've converted 1,400 people, lucky people in LA.
You've done some numbers.
We have a little were community now.
Wow.
Who What Where is our improv stand-up.
You're funny, Walter. You're funny.
Well,
that's good. You guys got a show right now around town?
We do. We perform Thursday nights at the Cavern.
Oh, so tonight?
Yeah.
You've got a show. Oh my gosh, at the Cavern.
This is my warm-up, if you will.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to try and make it out there. That sounds great.
By the way, you smell divine.
Walter, please. I wanted to save this for the end of the interview, but
Your blood type, is that O positive I smell?
Oh, you're good. You're really good. I don't want to be too forward, but I was going to say, at the end of this interview, would you be willing to... I'm ready.
you want to have sex.
Oh,
That's what you're going. Are you?
oh,
Did you not?
No,
are you-
Walter, I wanted you to bite me. I wanted to become
Right.
Is that?
Of course.
Is that?
You want to become a
oh,
were person, right?
Yes.
Oh,
gosh,
yeah. The 1400 is a pretty big cap, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's really just.
Okay, so maybe
it's
like-
a kind of exclusive group.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry,
I'm
I was.
sorry. I
I'm
shouldn't have
so,
assumed.
you know what? I gave signs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, I did
And
you
now
a
I
favor. I
feel
brought you
bad.
on the show.
I feel
like,
bad now because
Yeah.
you did these favors for me.
Yeah.
So you know what?
It's a bit of a quid pro quo situation. I thought.
I will churn you. I will churn you.
Walter. Oh my gosh. It means
I
a
will
lot.
find it's a hassle. You're not going to like it. It's going to be painful,
Okay. that's fine.
but you'll be grateful for it, and you'll live for eternity.
I mean, I'm really just thinking about this show, the longevity. I'd like to keep doing it. So,
Sure.
attorney is a good way to make that happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well.
Yeah. Love it. You were like, instead of talking about it, let's just do it. And then you
Yeah.
did it. You just,
I just did it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. I like your werewolf character.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a first for me.
Yeah, that was good. This is strong. I would watch more of him in different environments.
Yeah. Maybe I'll bring him back. Not as a werewolf, but the voice.
Just it's a good voice, strong accent there. 'Cause it can be hard to keep up accents long term. It's something some folks struggle with. So I think you got that down. You were like, I'm committed to this. I'm sticking with it. You didn't lose it.
I know someone who speaks like that.
Oh yeah,
It's like a family friend.
yeah. So you have it.
He has like this English accent, like, oh no, everybody. And so I'm just
yeah.
like kind of drawing inspiration from that.
Yeah. So you got it. You got it in you.
But yeah, that was fun. Who, what, where?
Who, what, where? That was really good. I was like, oh, genius. At the Cave. I mean, wonderful venue for the where people. Yeah. So good. So good. And I love that you were correcting me on that too. You're like, we're people. We're humans.
We're half human too.
My bad. Yeah. And you came in on a full moon.
Yeah.
So kind. So kind.
Oh well.
Wow. So Jonny, any last words, last thoughts, final, I don't know, anything that you want to leave us with before we conclude tonight's episode?
Just be yourself, or maybe don't.
Or maybe don't. Yeah.
Be whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
I know that was very contradictory, but if yourself is the person that you want to be, then go for it. But I think that you just jump out of your comfort zone. Bring energy, bring life to any situation you're in, whether it's improv or you're meeting people or you're trying to find someone to meet, whatever it is. I think people are naturally, they gravitate towards energy and providing that safe space for people to express themselves.
Yeah.
And it's very true in life and in improv too. It's like providing that space for someone to thrive. So if that means that you're taking a backseat in your skit and like letting someone else shine or, whatever it is to help them succeed, because when they succeed, you succeed. It's like something that just goes back and forth.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Because, if they succeed, you succeed. That's life right there.
Yeah.
You know what? And even, be yourself, or if you're not quite the person you want to be, you can work to become that person.
Just fake it.
Man, just fake it till you make it.
Yes.
And eventually you will. You will make it.
Yeah.
Wise words, Jonny.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Jonny Berger for coming on this week's episode of Improv for the Podcast. As always, thank you so much for listening. You can find us anywhere there's podcasts. And as always, we'll be back next week with another episode. But until then, we'll see you next time.